Good day everyone, I am Nilda Miguel of Masapang Elementary School, and this morning I will be presenting to you the action research being done in our school, which is entitled The Efficacy of the Use of Different Teaching Approaches of Mathematics Teachers. And the objectives of this action research are to identify the status of the seminar workshop handled about the teaching approaches in mathematics, to know the status of the use of the different teaching approaches in mathematics using the collaborative, constructivist, integrative, inquiry-based, and reflective. Another objective is to identify the common approach used in teaching mathematics in Victoria, Laguna. The other one is to name which among the 5 approaches the teachers would like to explore in preparing class sessions. Another one is to pinpoint the teaching difficulties in the use of the different teaching approaches in mathematics and to identify what are the factors that affect the choice of teachers in the approach that are going to use inside the classroom. For the statement of the problem and this action research, first, what is the status of the seminar workshop handled about the teaching approach in mathematics, which was conducted, of course, in Victoria, Laguna? What is the status of the use of the different teaching approaches in math using the collaborative, the constructivist, integrative, inquiry-based, and of course, reflective? What approach in teaching mathematics is commonly used in teaching math in Victoria, Laguna? The fourth one is, which among the 5 approaches the teachers would like to explore in preparing for class sessions? And the fifth statement of the problem is, what are the teachers' difficulties in the use of the different teaching approaches in math? What are the factors that affect the choice of teachers in the approach that are going to use inside the classroom? And also, why do they think this would improve the learner's academic performance if used in classroom teachings? One of the related literature anchored in this study is done by June, which was conducted in 2014. It proposed 3 effective approaches for primary mathematics: the topic approach, the process approach, and the conceptual field approach. These 3 approaches can be taken singly or in combination to attain good academic performance from the learners. Okay, and the research design being used in this action research is, of course, the descriptive method of doing research, specifically the qualitative method. Through this design, questions posted at the beginning of the study were answered through the data collection from the survey questions. As Ogya in his study, which was conducted in 2005, describes research design as a plan, structure, and strategy of investigation to obtain answers to research questions and to control variance. So this method of doing research was the one appropriate for the present study. Under this method, qualitative data were processed, analyzed, sorted, and of course, interpreted. The research respondents were 54 master teachers of Victoria, Laguna. Okay. So those are the teachers being used as the respondents of this study. The data collection of this action research answers to every question in the statement of the problem will be gathered through the teacher's response in the survey questions that will be distributed to them. The detail for every question is presented below. For the statement of the problem number 1, it is a 5-item Likert scale questionnaire, which was the rating that teachers gave in the recently conducted seminar workshop about the teaching approaches. This seminar workshop was organized and was conducted by the researchers of this study last September 18, 2018. And for the statement of the problem number 2, it is also a 5-item Likert scale system which was utilized to have a status of the implementation of the different approaches which was discussed in the seminar workshop that the teachers attended. For the statement of the problem number 3 to statement of the problem number 7, it's an open-ended question. For the treatment of the data, I will be presenting this to you. Indicated below was the manner of how the data was analyzed. Statement of the problem number 1 is by using a mean and standard deviation. Also with the statement of the problem number 2. For number 3 and 4, using frequency and percentage, of course. And for 5, 6, and 7, they are sorting and through analysis. Okay, now, let's go to the presentation, analysis, and interpretation of the data. The status of seminar workshop on teaching approach in mathematics, the rating given by the 54 teacher respondents to the district action cell about the math teaching approaches, 9 out of 10 indicators receive a very high satisfactory rating. The item that received a little lower rating, which is highly satisfactory, is 4.11, was with regards to the venue. The venue was used not in cosplays, making the classes surrounding the venue of the disrupted because of the sound system. Nevertheless, the overall rating was very highly satisfactory, which received 4.41 with a standard deviation of 0.69, which means that the teachers' responses are comparable to each other, or there is an homogeneous answer. Okay, for the effectiveness of the use of the different teaching approaches in mathematics, their perception with regards to the teaching approach that is being effective inside the classroom, the most effective was collaborative approach, having a rating of 4.79 and a standard deviation of 0.45. Nevertheless, the other approaches get a rating which is interpreted as effective. If collaborative is the most effective, now the least effective, as in, was the reflective approach, which got a 3.79 and a standard deviation of 1.09, which is greater than 1. Some may be looking into reflective approach as fairly effective only, while others were viewing it as effective. Okay, now, for the status of teachers' use of different approaches in mathematics, most of the teachers are using collaborative approach as reflected by the 52% of the respondents. Constructivist approach was being used by 17% or 9 teachers of the respondents, while the integrative has only 11%, inquiry-based also has 11%, and reflective approach received 9% or 5 teachers out of 54 respondents. They show that the approach the teachers have selected was the approach that they frequently use. If collaborative approach was the most used, reflective approach was the least used, or the least to be selected as a way of delivering knowledge in mathematics. Another findings of this action research is the teacher's preference of approach to explore classroom sessions. 6 teachers, or 11% of the total respondents, would like to explore the collaborative approach. 26% wants to explore more on the constructivist approach, 17% for the integrative, and 17% also for the inquiry-based approach. While 16 teachers who got a 29% of the total respondents wanted to explore more on the reflective approach. They would like to use and to explore more of this approach. It might be that they deem it least effective because they do not have a thorough knowledge on how to use it. That is why, and that would be the very main reason why they want to explore it. Okay, now, for the response to survey questions, the difficulties encountered by teachers using the different approaches are: the first one is the learner's difficulty in following instructions. Now, the second, learner's lack of focus during classroom discussion and the learner's lack of willingness and cooperation. The fourth reason is the teacher's lack of mastery in using different approaches, and last but not the least is the lack of time doing visual aid because of time mismanagement. I have here the conclusion. The first one, the conduct of District Learning Action Cell was rated very highly satisfactory. The second one, collaborative approach, was seen to be the most effective way of delivering knowledge in Victoria, Laguna, Philippines. Teachers have seen that involving the learners in teaching and learning process would greatly benefit them. Assembling knowledge coming from the teacher and from the learners as well, through the guidance of the teacher, makes retentions of learning of high level. Another one is that the teachers prefer collaborative approach over other teaching approaches, and this is easily reasoned out on their perceived benefit using this mode of teaching. They easily see how learners become excited when they are part of the discovery of the knowledge, and that their input is valued, giving them fulfillment as advanced through the learning process. The fourth one is the teachers would like to explore the least effective approach according to their perception, and that is the reflective approach. Though this approach may seem to be time-consuming because it takes reasoning and reckoning on why things operate on the way they used to be, teachers feel the need to use this approach in classroom setting. Reflection helps in the development of the child's critical thinking and reasoning. The teacher's difficulty in the use of different approaches in teaching evolves on 5 main points. Okay. Learner's difficulty in the following instruction is one of the teacher's complaints. Another is the learner's difficulty in following instruction. Add to this is the learner's lack of willingness and cooperation. And on the part of the teachers, they admit the teacher's difficulty resides on the lack of mastery in using different approaches. And that is one of the sad things being found in this action research. Still others reason out that it is because of the lack of doing visual aid because of time management. These 5 reasons thus operates on the combined shortcomings of learners and teachers, which can be resolved upon proper consideration of the different approaches and the work commitment of the teachers as well. The factors affecting the choice of approach by math teachers are summarized in 5 sets. Teachers choose a certain approach depending on the opportunity for learning by doing. And also the seventh conclusion being found out in this action research is the benefits of using various approaches and not just clinging on one. These are the revelations on this study. Learners gain mastery of competencies through varied approaches in teaching. And because students have different learning style, they are able to communicate well and express their thoughts. Let's proceed to the recommendation of this action research. For math teachers, exploring on all 5 teaching approaches are necessary to deal with the learner's different interests, readiness, and skills. Also, for the school and district heads, district supervisors, using the concepts discovered in this study as input for the school learning action cells and also for the district action cells would make the gathering interesting for math teachers. For the future researchers, looking into the approaches that would best fit in different disciplines would be a great exploration for future researchers. And as a reflection of this action research, American former President John F. Kennedy once said that leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. To lead and to be educated will never be separated from one another. It is true leadership that we allow and enable ourselves and those of our followers to take the big leap that will liberate people from ignorance. Albert, the relentless, struggles at what the educational system faces at present. It is evident that through guided leadership, we bridge the gap between the challenges and one ultimate goal of eradicating mediocrity. Vision and determination play vital roles in order to achieve success or defy anything standing against the road to victory. Thus, the call to all educators, anyone who dares to lead, must never stop learning. Thank you, and this is Nilda Miguel, Principal of Masapang Elementary School, Victoria District, Philippines. Thank you, and God bless us all.